Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Winnipeg, Manitoba. It is Championship Sunday here in Hockey for All Center. We got the Saskatoon Blazers and the Brandon Wheat Kings taking the ice in at about 2 o'clock Manitoba time here. What a tournament it's been so far. We've had some big games, some high-intensity action, an upset yesterday in what was overall a meaningless game, but for Thunder Bay, they wanted to go strong, and they handed the Brandon Wheat Kings their first regulation loss of the year. That's regulation. That's regular season, playoffs, and this tournament. That's their first regulation loss of the year. So, JD, Brandon's going to be pretty hangry today.
Yes. They're going to have a lot of fuel to bring into this hockey game. Obviously, they didn't want to lose yesterday. They wanted to try to keep themselves as they were coming into this tournament. But saying that, though, I think, as I mentioned, they're going to have a lot of fuel and intensity bringing to the Saskatoon Blazers. And I can see a lot of what happened in game number 1 against Saskatoon, the one that they won 4-1, a lot of those same things in this game. And I'm talking about speed, a lot of physicality, aggression, and you know what? I think it's going to be a good goaltending matchup as well. I would imagine Saskatoon, I can almost guarantee that Saskatoon's going with Grayson Malinowski. Not sure which way Brandon's going. Might be Burke Hood. I would assume so because they've been rotating those two goalies all year long. But it's going to be a good hockey game. And this place is going to be packed full of fans, scouts, people from the community that want to come. Probably a lot of residents from Brandon might make the trip out to Winnipeg today. But Saskatoon, on the other hand, they want revenge in that day one loss against Brandon. Of course, they lost 4-1. They felt, that game was tight, closely contested for most of that game until late in that third period, till late of that third period where Brandon took a 3-1 lead. But I think they're going to be looking to get off and running early, try to get Brandon behind. But we've all seen Brandon. They've been behind before in this tournament. They've been able to come back. So that's not a spot that they're unfamiliar with. But I'm waiting to see. I can't say what's going to happen in this hockey game until it happens. I don't know which way it's going to go.
Well, Saskatoon, they've been getting more depth scoring this tournament. I was just looking on our sheets here, and out of all their players, only 4 players have been held off the score sheet this tournament. That's pretty good. I would imagine a guy like Dane Boyker is going to be looking to come out strong this game. They've been able to hold him off the score sheet in 2 of the 3 games this tournament, which has been pretty unheard of for him this season. He's a young player. He's going to bounce back. I'm looking forward to seeing his response in a big game like this. And, they have a couple guys that are banged up. Hopefully they're good to go for tonight. Make it a better game as a whole. You got some key guys that are shrugging off injuries, but everyone's fighting injuries this time of year. It's been a long, grueling season, and I'm looking forward to seeing the pushback. Grayson Malinowski took home top goaltender of the tournament last night at the banquet, and on the other side, you got Brady Turco, who took home MVP of the tournament, and he's got 3 goals, 2 assists in 3 games this tournament. He's been scoring at key times.
Yes,
hey, JD?
Yes, very key times. Like in that game 1, he got the scoring, off and running for for his team. That first goal of the tournament he was able to get, and then in that game last night against the Wild, or a game on Friday, against the Wild, had another key goal, and then yesterday he picked up a goal as well. So his goals have come at a key time, and you know what? At the end of the day, that's what Brandon is expecting from him. Hopefully, him and Jackson Jacobson, another really, really good player, went first in the first round to the Brandon Wheat Kings last year, and I'm looking to see him put a puck or 2 in the back of the net here this afternoon. Same with Dane Boyker. So it should be good. But we're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna have the tournament committee chair Monte Miller jump on the show very quickly to talk about this tournament as a whole. Hey everyone, Jamie Houghton and Jared Down. This is day number 4, Championship Sunday here at the West Regional Tournament, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Joining us today on this pre-day show is Tournament Chair Monte Miller. Monte, talk about this tournament and the organization and the process and everything that went into bringing this tournament to life.
Okay, yeah. First of all, before I get into that, I guess I just want to thank you guys for showing up and helping us out with this and getting it out into the virtual world, I guess. So we truly appreciate you guys coming, doing all the fantastic work that you've been doing. Yeah, we started this back when we won the bid back in May or June of 2023. Our first committee meeting was in August. You meet pretty much monthly or semi-monthly after that. So it's a lot of work to put something like this together. It's a 4-team tournament, so it's not one of the larger things going on, but I mean it is a lot of work, and the committee was very dedicated, very diligent. They did a great job. All the sponsors stepped up for us. All the volunteers that we got have been fantastic. Everything is, you start planning stuff, you get everything on paper, and you move along and you think you've got everything going great. But I think I was joking with you guys. I said that I've probably answered more phone calls and emails in the last 3 days than we did for the past 8 months. But that happens when you're planning events, right? I mean, it's stuff that last minute things that pop up and things that you've forgotten that you thought you had covered, right, 8 months ago. But yeah, it's a fantastic tournament. The teams have been great. Everybody's been good. The fans have been fantastic. So we're pretty happy with the way things turned out.
And we want to say thank you too for having us.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
And, it's been a lot of fun.
Great.
How does it feel now it's Sunday? We got one game left. The tournament is for the most part in the rearview mirror. Not quite done, but how does it feel to be finally here on Sunday for a championship game?
Well, it's I was joking with somebody the other day. I said it's like planning a wedding, right? I mean, it takes so much time to get everything planned, and then all of a sudden it's sort of midnight after the wedding's over, and you're just like, what happened, right? So yeah, it's one of those things. Lots of advanced planning, lots of work put in, and you have no clue whether things are going to work out for you or not. And then the kids start playing hockey, and the fans come in the building, and you start to see sort of all the fruits of your labor, coming into the fold there. And then all of a sudden, it's the banquet was last night, and we handed out all the awards to all these fantastic players, and now it's championship day, and it's just like, holy, where did the last 8 months go, right?
No, I remember we started chatting with you in September.
Yes.
And I couldn't believe that when we were driving out here a couple days before that it was already here.
Yeah.
Playoffs are done in the respective leagues coming to this tournament, and then the dates were set, the teams were set. Next thing you know, we're here, and now we're on Championship Sunday.
Yeah.
Same for us. We didn't know where the time went either, and now we only got one game left.
Yeah, it's kind of a blur, isn't it? Yeah.
So lastly, are you going to be able to enjoy the game, or you got more work to do?
I'm hoping that I'm going to be maybe sitting just up there above you guys and cheering both teams on. So yeah, I'm hoping today I get to watch some hockey, because the last 3 days I've been running around like my hair, my limited hair has been on fire. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this is the tournament chair, Monte Miller, joining us. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Congratulations on a great tournament.
Thank you.
And enjoy our championship final.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Hey everyone, JD Houghton and Jared Down back with you inside the Hockey for All Center and day number 4 of the West Regional Tournament. We got the Brandon Wheat Kings and the Saskatoon Blazers going for it all here this afternoon. And with us right now is the Manitoba U18 AAA Hockey League Commissioner, Levi Taylor. Levi, how you doing? And are you getting excited, getting a cheer on Brandon?
Yeah, very excited. This is a very deep team, and if game 1 between these two clubs was any indication of what this game's going to be, we're in for a good one. So very excited today.
And I have to ask, from your standpoint within the league, did you think at the beginning of the season you would have a team like Brandon that went 54-0-1 prior to yesterday's game, or even go undefeated in the regular season and playoffs in regulation? Did you imagine anything close to that?
Yeah, I don't know if you can ever imagine a almost undefeated season from a club. We knew Brandon was going to be very strong. They've got a lot of talent there. But we also knew the Winnipeg Wild were going to be strong, and they put on an excellent season, and we're highly competitive in this tournament as well. So, we've got 2 really good teams today, and we're excited to watch the Brandon Wheat Kings.
From a league standpoint, how awesome is it to be able to host a tournament of this level, this big, and have the success that it's had?
Yeah, it's awesome. And we go on a kind of a 2-year rotation with Northwestern Ontario mixed in every 3rd year. After Warman last year, they put on an excellent event in Saskatchewan, and we knew the Winnipeg Wild group would do the same. They're one of our premier organizations. They do a lot of things well. They're what a lot of teams strive to be like, and so we knew they'd put on a good tournament, and the committee's done a great job.
And then speaking of the Wild, great coaching staff too. We gotta have a chance to kind of get to know them a little better last night at the banquet, and just a great group of kids too on that Wild team. And unfortunately, their season came to an end yesterday. But like you said, they put on a great event, and you know what? They put on a good show for their fans in their home rink, in their home province. And I know we were talking with Jacob Armstrong yesterday, and he was happy that he didn't have to, he was happy he got to play in his own rink, stay in his own dressing room, didn't have to go back and forth to a hotel or anything like that. So for these kids, it means a lot for them to play, some of them their last minor hockey game in their home rink in front of their home fans.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Winnipeg Wild have been to this tournament a number of times. They're led by an incredible coaching staff. Paul Kruger's the head coach, and he runs a what I would call a tight ship. He has high expectations for his players, and he gets the most out of them every single year. We put on a showcase event, and Paul had offered to coach that earlier this year. One of the other coaches he was going to coach with called him the legend. So within the league, he's well respected. I think he's well respected within the province and now outside of the province. Props to Paul and his group there.
Well, Levi, we got a big game here today. Brandon, one of your guys' darlings. Going to be exciting. Hopefully, for your sake, Brandon can pull it off. We're hoping for a good game on our end. But thanks for jumping on the show today. Best of luck this next season, I guess, and going forward. And thanks for jumping on the show.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, guys. And thanks for all that you've done for this event. It's been great, fantastic to watch. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Everyone, JD Houghton and Jared Down back with you here inside the Hockey for All Center. Jared, Championship Sunday. This is for all the marbles here. The winner of this game between Saskatoon and Brandon gets to go to the TELUS Cup in Nova Scotia later this month. Saskatoon went there last year. Brandon hasn't been since 2004. So for both of these teams, there's lots on the line, and it should be a very good hockey game.
Yeah, the fans are pouring in behind us. It's going to be loud in here. I know both teams travel well. like you said earlier, Brandon's probably going to have a few more extra fans in the stands now that they know that this is for all the marbles here to get to Nova Scotia. But it's going to be good, and I think it's going to be big for what depth guys are going to step up. Both these teams are really deep. I look at a guy like Brandon, like Colton Worthington, who I think has had a fantastic tournament. He's only got 2 points so far, but he's been physical. He's been creating chances, and then on the other end, Saskatoon, it's hard to say who the depth guys are in Saskatoon, because it seems like one game, one line's the Stars, the next game another line's the Stars. You got guys all down the lineup that can put the puck in the net. We liked Preston Bearwald and
Christian LaSalle,
and Jake Masura's game had a really good game yesterday. And then you have the big guns too. So it's going to be fun to see who steps up. Some of these guys were at the tournament last year. I would imagine these guys are going to be leaned on a little bit more today, but I think anyone can get the job done for both teams.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we're in for a really close game. It could go to overtime. Our championship final went to overtime last year with Saskatoon and Warman. Warman came back from a 3-0 deficit, and then unfortunately Saskatoon took it in overtime. But at the end of the day, these are two really good hockey teams. They deserve to be here, and it's going to be an exciting game. So tune into Flow Hockey if you can't make it to the rink. Jared and I are on the call, and we really appreciate those that have tuned into our shows or interviews that we've done, kept track of what's going on social media. We want to say thank you, and we want to say thank you to the tournament committee as well for bringing us out here once again. We really appreciate it. We're hoping to be back next year, and I believe it's Northwestern Ontario that's hosting it. Might be Kenora, not sure yet, waiting for confirmation on that. But at the end of the day, we hope to be back and bring this same coverage to you guys next year. So good luck to both of these teams. Jared and I just want to say thank you, and we'll see you after.